Welcome to Tech Talk, y'all.
Hello, and welcome to Tech Talk, y'all. Episode 396. I'm Sanjay Parekh.
And I'm Adam Walker. This episode is brought to you by Edgewise.Media. I almost said TogetherLetters, but it's brought to you by Edgewise.Media. Maybe TogetherLetters also, I guess. That's
Maybe.
fine. Both
Also,
are companies.
yeah.
That's fine. It can be brought to you by multiple companies that we prefer. And we've got a good show for you today. A lot of kind of, I don't know, random, like there's several articles for today that I'm kind of like reading. I'm like, I'm going to need Sanjay to explain this. Like that's, which is kind of par for the course, really. Like I'm the setup man and you knock them down, which is fine. So, yeah.
Or I miss it completely and I whiff and I don't knock it down either.
Yeah, I mean,
so
but every once in a while we do get corrections from our short form video. Apparently we yell a lot. That was one correction we got from
Apparently,
the short form video.
I don't feel I am
yelling.
emphatic sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not really yelling.
Yeah.
Maybe I should take it down a notch or two, but
I mean, you know,
I get excited. I'm excitable.
It's kind of like when I'm talking to my kids, you know, and they'll be like, "Dad, why are you yelling at me?" And I'm like, "I'm not yelling. This is not yelling. This is not the definition. This is yelling. This is not yelling." Like it's like this. So funny to me. So
this is just at a higher level. It's a little bit more energetic.
It's an excitable tone. I'm speaking to you in an excitable tone because I'm excited right now in a negative way. So
you can tell listeners that we've been kind of bothered by these people that say that we're yelling on our shorts.
No, I don't care. I'm not bothered a bit. No.
Okay, I'm bothered. Adam doesn't.
I think it's funny actually. So no, I got another great comment on one of my TikToks. And it was and we'll get into the articles here, but it was a TikTok, and I was basically I watched a documentary on Hurricane Katrina on Hulu, and the TikTok was basically like, look, I bought in to the mass media hype back during Katrina that like people were looting in the streets and they were killing each other and they were snipers shooting at the helicopters, and like the documentary basically just disproved all of that. And I was like, I bought in, I was wrong, and I'm sorry. Like that's basically all the TikTok said. And like there was somebody on there was like, yep, with those glasses and that hat, you're definitely a Democrat. It was the Republican leadership that I was like, what? Like what? What? How is this partisan, man? Like I'm just saying, I'm sorry for making assumptions about people. Like that's it. It was so crazy. So whatever.
Yeah, it's the hat.
It's the hat. Yeah, it makes me live. The hat, by definition, makes me live. But then, does the Jeep Wrangler make me lean the other way? Like, do they balance each other out? Is that the weird juxtaposition that I'm in? Is that what happens?
Then you're just twisted at that point.
I am twisted. That's for sure true. Yeah.
You don't lean. It's just
I'm a contrarian. Is really what I am. Like in almost all things, I'm a contrarian, and that's the case with the hat and the Jeep. Really, if you think about it. So.
Same here with my investments, which is unfortunate because that's not really the way you want to go. You want to be.
I don't know. Some contrarian investments can do well. All right, let's speaking of investments, U.S. government. You go.
Go.
All right.
U.S. government takes 10% stake in Intel as Trump expands control over private sector. They're not really taking a stake. They're saying that the money that we already gave you counts towards taking a stake.
Yeah.
And now Intel also is like, we don't know if this is a good thing. We don't think this is good because now a bunch of other countries are saying, yeah, we don't know if we want to buy your stuff anymore because it's questionable.
Well, I mean, it's the same reason that the U.S. is mad at TikTok because of this.
Right.
I mean, it's like the same. I should have researched this before. So excuse my ignorance. Does the U.S. regularly take stakes in private companies? Because I didn't think so. It didn't seem like that was a common thing. It is.
Ish. Not directly like this.
Okay.
But we do have a venture capital arm called InQtel, which is commonly known as the CIA's venture arm. And they will invest into companies, really, I think, more to help those companies along and then connect them with government. And then they exit out of those.
Use their tech, basically.
Yeah, or other three-letter agencies or Department of Defense or whoever.
All right.
So ish. But not directly like this, where we've bought into a company. Now, that said, other countries do this kind of stuff. They have sovereign wealth funds.
Right.
We are a country that has never, if I recall correctly, had a sovereign wealth fund where we invest our money into other things.
Right.
So it's not unusual by world standards, but it is unusual by American standards.
Okay. All right. I don't know how to feel about this, but I'm just here to report the news and not have an opinion. So
I have an opinion. I don't think it's good.
I have lots of.
I don't think the U.S. government should be involved in things like this, because I think then it doesn't bode. I mean, the whole point of all of this stuff is like competition for competition's sake. That well, now the government owns a stake in Intel. What does that mean for AMD?
Right. That's true.
Is AMD going to get a fair shake if there's some regulatory stuff? Are they now at a disadvantage?
Right.
And more than likely they're not. Maybe it's still a level playing field, but it gives this feeling that it is not a level playing field. So that's not a good thing.
All right. Speaking of level playing fields, we're going to get to Musk's unlevel playing field in a minute. But first, this is the article title. I'm not making this claim. Elon Musk is lying about Tesla's self-driving, and I have the DMs to prove it. Now,
you're DMing with Elon?
I am.
Wow,
yeah, not awesome. Me. I mean, awesome. This is the long-standing thing where he's like, no, cameras are better. And in fact, he makes this argument that LiDAR and radar plus cameras are actually more dangerous because it's something like sensor confusion or something like that. I'm like, I'm going to call some BS on that for sure. But then,
I think maybe it's his sensor confusion because he too many inputs into him.
Yeah. But then, I mean, this person's claiming that he's sort of behind the scenes admitted that that cameras aren't better. I don't know. I mean, do you buy it?
I mean, basically his DM said that if there were high resolution radar systems, then they would be better, but that they're not existing at the time that these DMs happen.
Okay.
They exist now. So
okay.
What you got for me now? And so the whole premise of the article is that they have been spending years now at this point down the vision path and not using any other technology, that they are potentially behind the eight ball compared to other car manufacturers, because all of those other manufacturers have seen and they've been through this cycle before. They can see where the technology is going, and going like, okay, maybe it's not good enough now. So we'll start with what we've got now, but be ready for what's going to come down the line, where it is good enough. And then you can do fully autonomous driving. Right. So yeah, I think, obviously for all the other car manufacturers, the right move, do better than human eyeballs. Yeah. Because we've seen time and time again, human eyeballs, not the best.
Very limited. Yeah.
Not really good at seeing stuff. You just make things a little bit off and we start seeing mirages and wrong things and things like that. And these other camera systems don't necessarily see that.
Right.
But what we are seeing is Musk's ability to use the court system. Musk's XAI sues Apple, OpenAI, alleging anti-competitive scheme, harming X and Grok. And really what this is wham, I'm not at the top of the charts. And that's anti-competitive.
You're not at the top of the charts because nobody wants to use your stuff, man. Because they don't want to be behind your crazy stuff. Like people like me, like I'm a hardcore AI enthusiast. I'm teaching people AI. I'm consulting in AI. And I have never once touched Grok because it's Elon Musk and I don't want any part of that. That is the only, and that is a huge majority of people in technology right now.
Yep. What's funny is I actually saw an email from somebody where they talked about how they use Grok for something. And I was like, oh, okay. I know everything I need to know about you now.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, like it's a flag, it's a dog whistle. It's whatever. I mean, it's, you can't get mad when you've tanked your personal brand. And in doing that, you've tanked the brands of every other company that you have access to, every other company that you lead, and then get mad when people don't use your stuff and it's not at the top of the charts. Like, you were a visionary. Now you're not. You did it to yourself. Fix it or stop crying about it.
Yeah. It's not the rest of the world's fault. It's your own.
Yeah. So, all right, moving on. Let's see. Perplexity will share revenue from AI searches with publishers. I feel like we talked about this before. Did we? I
feel like maybe we have, maybe we didn't. I don't know.
Anyway,
it feels new.
The idea is the publishers are publishing good content. Perplexity's essentially scraping that content, using that content, serving up that content. Perplexity's going to share some of the revenue with the publishers because they need to get a cut. I don't know if this is meaningful or if it's a gimmick, but okay. I mean,
honestly, have you used Perplexity? I've never used Perplexity.
Not much, no. I did sign up to get their browser, and I still have not gotten access to it. So, and I did try to use their API once and did not get very far with that either. So,
did we? I don't know if we tagged. I don't think I did tag an article since we're talking about browsers. Anthropic actually is releasing a add-on for Chrome to AI enable your browser as well. So you don't have to use a different browser if you're already using Chrome.
Yeah.
I signed up for this, but I don't have access to it. But it does worry me a little bit, right? Because even in the thing, they're like, well, you got to be careful because AI can do unpredictable things and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think I wanted to have access to my accounts on stuff and just randomly do things in the background. And, but I've been thinking about this even more broadly. Like, are we potentially on the precipice of the destruction of the web? Because all of these AI browsers are going to be out there.
You won't need to go anywhere else. Yes.
But doing malicious things potentially on the internet. Potentially at the end of the web?
I'm not as worried about the malicious part. I think, but what's interesting is, and I've seen a bunch of articles about this recently, there's this resurgence for, like, remember what the web was like in the early 2000s. And there's this
please don't bring back the blink tag. I don't want the blink tag.
That, but like there's like this nostalgia for it. And I think there's going to be a lot of sites that circle back to that. Like, for example, if you think about like what Yahoo used to be, you'd go to the landing page and they will have like kind of accumulated like the best links and the best, like they would have like hand pieced it all together for you almost. Like, I think that type of thing is going to come back. I think small communities that are centered or focused on different niches are going to come back rather than like, because what's happening is you've got everybody wants to be the everything app. Like Meta wants to be everything. X wants to be everything. Everybody wants to be the everything app. And I think the people are like, no. I want my little community. I want my little piece of people, this group over here. And I'm going to focus my attention there. And so I think we're going to have a dispersion of communities. And I think there's going to be some like old school websites that come back that are like almost hand coded type old school websites that could be huge. So that's my prediction.
You made me remember. I don't know if you remember this back from the early days of Yahoo, but I remember when Yahoo had just started and there was actually a submit a link form on the site. Oh, yeah. I remember submitting that for my own personal website to be added into Yahoo. Yeah. And it was accepted and it was some category of stuff. I don't remember what
you'd categorize your own sites and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
It's crazy. So basically what you're telling me is
could
like
be coming
hipsters, like hipsters, like bringing back record players. We're bringing back the 90s web.
Well, I mean, think about it, right? Like imagine a space on the web. If you're, I mean, let's just take like the niche that I'm in a lot, right? Which is nonprofit workers. And let's say you stand up a site for nonprofit professionals and it's every site, every tool, every link that they would ever need is just right there that you've hand curated, as opposed to having to go through AI slop and Google SEO slop and everything else. Like it's curated by someone that knows what they're talking about. Like I think there's value in that. And I think that has potential to sort of come back to that sort of early 2000s sort of vibe. So hopefully with better design, that would be nice.
No blink tags, people. Yeah. No blink tags.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Next up, Apple is in talks to use Google's Gemini AI to power revamped Siri, Bloomberg News reports.
Yeah.
Apple has been,
they can't decide what they want, man.
Yeah. They coined the whole Apple intelligence thing, AI, Apple intelligence. And then I think they just realized that they're just too far behind in the whole game.
They should have realized that 2 years ago, man. Yeah. Like that's crazy. They're crazy. They've
been promising this forever and they still don't have it.
They can't nail it down. Speaking of, have you seen some of the demos of Nano Banana that came out for Google's AI?
I have no idea what that is.
All right, so Nano Banana is I think it's the code name for their newest AI image editor. And so you can upload a photo of yourself, right? Yourself. I saw some demos of this. I haven't messed with it, but a photo of yourself, let's say from the waist up, and you can be like, make my shirt green, and it'll just instantly make your shirt green, and it looks perfect. And be like, put a hat on me. Instantly, it'll put a hat on you. Make my like turn my head 45 degrees to the left, and it'll like turn and it looks like it was photoshopped by a professional, like looks real, legit. It's the best photo editing AI I've seen so far. Like so I need to get in and mess around with it and see how it really does, like when you kick the tires. But the demos I've seen are pretty amazing.
Can I take a picture of you and tell it to make it so that you're riding a hippo?
Yes, absolutely, for sure. Yes,
I'm sold. I'm using
You
this
should
now.
go do that. Yeah. It reminds me of
that also has a hat on.
So okay,
you have a hat and it has a hat.
I have a friend that I need to get back at with this. So here's the story. Okay. We're just going to go down all kinds of rabbit holes things. So when my first child was born, okay, this was in 2005, and I was big into blogging at the time. Like that was like my big thing. And so I wanted to put out a blog post like, hey, my kid's here. Here are some photos, da 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 da. So I took some photos. And I made the mistake of giving one of my oldest friends, we've been friends since 3rd grade, giving one of my oldest friends the photos and the login to my blog. And I think to my Facebook also. And because obviously I didn't have Facebook on my phone because this is 2005, right? So I sent him, I got him photos, gave him the logins. He was going to post everything for me. He did post everything for me, but he posted it after superimposing the UGA logo on my shirt, my hat, my kid's beanie, like tainting my child. And so like I need to use Nano Banana to get back at him. We need to brainstorm some ways I can mess with him. That's what we need.
Okay, we're after this episode, we'll sit down and
sorry, that was a long rabbit hole. Probably.
Something epic.
Something epic. Yeah. If anybody has any ideas, message me. Let me know. Tweet at me. Don't tweet at me. I'm not on Twitter, but do something. All right, moving on. Malaysia launches RYT Bank, RYT Bank, the world's first AI-powered bank. Here's the thing. I could not figure out what AI-powered bank means. I read the article.
I couldn't either. Yeah,
and I'm just like, it was like, oh yeah, it kind of adapts to you as you use it. I'm like, how many different ways can you use a bank where it needs to adapt to you? You like move money from one account to another.
So here's what I think I might do.
What's happening?
If I had access to this, is open a bank account, just put 1 penny in there, and then just move it around constantly, hoping that the AI hallucinates and turns that penny into like $1 billion.
Yes, I love that. Oh. That is the plan.
That's why I need an AI powered bank right there.
Yeah, I don't see it, man.
I'm here for the hallucinations.
This feels like AI powered to put the words AI behind it for marketing purposes, which I mean, okay, do it, man, but I don't see it. So
I would say I'm AI powered, but then that means a lot about my ability to think about stuff.
So a lot of my work's AI powered. I'll tell you that right now. So anyway, moving on.
Well, something that's going to be kept safe now, hopefully, because of this ruling. Michigan Supreme Court rules unrestricted phone searches violate the 4th Amendment.
Yep.
The rest of us go, yeah, duh.
Yeah, you think?
Thanks for finally doing that. So a lawsuit came up. Some law enforcement agency had a warrant to search a person's phone for certain stuff and basically had free access to everything on there. And the Supreme Court of Michigan said, yeah, that's an unreasonable search. You're not allowed to just willy-nilly have a search through everything that is on a phone just because you feel like it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Good on you, Michigan Supreme
the Michigan
Court.
Machine. That's what it is.
The Michigan Machine.
Good on you, Michigan Machine.
Firing that at them. There you go.
Here's a machine that's in trouble. Nothing, which apparently is the name of a company. Nothing. Busted using professional phones as phone 3 samples. So apparently Nothing makes something
professional
called
photos.
Phone
professional
3
photos as phone 3 samples. You said phones.
Oh, sorry. Professional photos.
Photos.
Yes. So apparently Nothing makes something called the Phone 3, both of which I've never heard of. And
you haven't heard of the Nothing phone?
No. And apparently they posted photos that were supposedly taken from the Phone 3. The problem was they were stock photos. Here's a hint.
That they'd bought.
Here's a hint. Don't buy stock photos and like people know. Like you can image search. You can reverse image search.
They claimed that this was accidental. This was from pre-production, and they were supposed to be replaced.
Nope.
But they messed up, and it was not meant to be nefarious, it was totally unintentional. And to me, it's like, if you're that bad at something so simple, I don't know if I could trust you on the phone. And also, no.
That's a no. No. Speaking of a no,
and something that nobody asked for, including me. Spotify is adding DMs. You heard that right. You're going to be able to direct message people on Spotify because that's not anything that you've been waiting for.
Yeah. Why would anybody ever want to do this? I don't understand. They're solving a problem that doesn't exist. I don't know what's happening here.
Here's what I think it is. They think that because people copy links, and I've done this with you, I send you a link to a song that I think is good
of course,
for you to listen to. Well, instead of me doing that on another platform, do it inside of Spotify instead. I think that's dumb.
I mean, unless it like auto creates like a queue from friends or something, which that could be interesting if it like sort of auto, and then I go like, oh, let me go to my friends queue and then like listen to stuff that other people have sent me like directly, like instantly.
Okay.
Like that could be interesting. But
that's interesting.
Just straight DMs, like I'm not interested. There's no
this off the cuff idea you had is like 1 billion times better than adding DMs to Spotify. I mean, like a friends queue. Like actually, honestly, I would listen to that.
That would be pretty good. Yeah,
I would give a couple of people access to it.
Dude,
let them send me songs.
I would put some weird, crazy stuff in your queue,
and then I would remove you from my friend queue, and
then I would collaborate with your children to put some weird, crazy stuff in your queue. That's what I would do. It would be so good. It'd be so because you never block them. You'll never block your children from that. So that's fine. I got you.
I might.
I got routes. I got ways.
I might block them. So here, Spotify, if you're listening to this, people of Spotify, employees of Spotify, whoever of Spotify, why don't you stop working on the DM thing and create a feature where a friends queue.
Yeah.
Call it the friends queue. You got this DJ thing, which I keep trying out, the AI thing. It's not good.
It just plays the same stuff over and over in the same order over and over.
I know.
I'm like,
I will listen to it in the morning and then I'll be like, okay, let me try it again in the evening. And it's the same
It's songs. The same thing. It's the same songs.
Same order.
In the same,
it says so the same thing.
Yeah, it's not
what are you doing?
I don't even know.
I already listened to these songs earlier today.
Like, what have y'all been doing?
Pick new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Why MIT study on enterprise market is pressuring AI stocks. So apparently there was an MIT study and it found that in 95% of enterprise applications, AI has had zero meaningful impact, which to me says you're doing it wrong. Like you're doing it wrong. Like that's what you're doing it wrong. That's what that means. I don't know how you're doing it wrong, but you're doing it wrong. That's my takeaway. So.
I mean, I'll say like a lot of times AI, like I use it and I've got a rec link coming up later. Like you got to keep an eye on it. Sometimes it'll go off and do not right things.
Yeah.
It'll do things in ways that are like, that's not exactly right.
Yeah.
But other times I'm like, okay, you just saved me having to type all that out. I just tab complete, done. I'll move on to my next thing.
From a marketing perspective, I can do, and there have been many days where this is true, where I've done an entire day's worth of work in an hour or less. I mean, many times over, that's true. So like maybe it could be that there's other applications where it's more difficult. It's not as useful, but man, in terms of like writing marketing copy, drafting strategies, drafting outlines, like coming up with ideas, ideation, like even crafting wireframes, like, oh my gosh. I mean, it is just on point. So good. So
I think the issue here with the stocks and pressuring AI stocks is actually probably less related to the usefulness like this.
Yeah.
And more related to the fact of like, they're still not figuring out how to make money yet. I think that's the bigger
we talked about
issue.
that. And they're all losing money hand over fist.
Yeah.
And that's probably a problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Last AI story before Weird and Wacky, which also has some AI stories, by the way. Canaries in the coal mine, 6 facts about the recent employment effects of artificial intelligence. Basically saying like, look, people that are new into industries that are affected by AI are having a hard time finding jobs.
Pretty much.
People that have been in those industries for a long time are less affected or almost not affected.
It's flat.
People where AI really doesn't impact the industries. Basically, there's no change in employment. Here's the interesting thing about this story. This really doesn't bode well. And not even just like right now, I think going forward, because if you can't have the people in these industries where you need the more experienced people later, can't find jobs now, how in some number of years do you have more experienced people?
Yeah. So you're saying if they can't get the entry level jobs, they can't become experienced. They can't replace the experienced people as people continue to move up. And then there's a gap. Right.
So what happens is you got this like inverted pyramid.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of people. And then over time, there's less people and less people. And then you have the thing that happens with like COBOL programmers where a bunch of people still run on COBOL programming, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
And there's only a handful of people, but man, they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But there's less and less of them every year. And so they make more and more money until something ends up happening and everything collapses.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've said it many times. AI is going to eat things from the ground up. And it's really going to hurt entry level positions in a lot of ways. And I think the solution is that someone that is entry level is almost going to have to jump in over their head to get in the door. And that's going to be attainable for some and not for others. And that's going to be the rub.
But I think what needs to really happen is employers really need to think about this and say like, look, if 10 years down the line, we need experienced people and we still won't need the entry level people. How am I going to get experienced people if there's no entry level people now?
Well, they're just going to assume that they can hire them from other companies that are also doing the same. I mean, that's what they're going to assume is like, oh, we'll just poach them from somebody else. But like, they're all doing the same thing, right?
But humans don't have unlimited lifespans. They die.
It depends on who you ask, Sanjay. It depends on who you ask. There are people that believe we're living in the age where humans are going to have unlimited lifespans, and they make a compelling and yet foolish argument. So
people retire and people die, even whatever people say, and so that group of people is going to winnow down over time.
That's fair.
So that's bad.
Yeah.
Time for the Weird and Wacky segment.
Abominable snowman.
He's not an axe murderer. One of the TAs turned out to be a
All
bot.
right, we've got quite a few Weird and Wackies for you. But to start with, Mark Zuckerberg gifted noise-canceling headphones to his Palo Alto neighbors because of his nonstop construction around his 11 homes. So he's bought up a bunch of homes in one kind of concentrated area. And they're all under construction all at the same time. And people don't like it. For years. People don't like it. And so he bought them noise canceling. He's apparently also bought them Krispy Kreme donuts and other things as well. The other thing that was interesting in this article, it talked about him building out a 7,000 square foot basement under one of these houses, which strikes me as...
But not a bunker. It's not a bunker.
Yeah, pretty large. And there's rumors, I believe there's rumors that these properties might connect underground as well. Did I read that correctly? Like, I think that might be.
I missed
the case.
that. I wouldn't be
sure.
surprised though.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting. I mean, and then apparently he owns like 27,000 acres in Hawaii or something. And that's a part of it. I don't know, whatever. That's fascinating.
And he's got a bunker there too, but it's not a bunker.
It's not a bunker. It's not a bunker.
Not a doomsday bunker. Here's the thing. You're Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
And your neighbors are annoyed at you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like buying them noise canceling headphones and Krispy Kreme donuts is like insulting. Quite honestly.
But what's not though? Like because they're in Palo Alto, they gotta already have some money in the neighborhood he's in. They've got money, so they want Zuckerberg like throwing cash at him. Like what? I mean, that feels insulting too, right?
Maybe, but what I would say is what he should probably do is like, look, most of the noise that's coming into your house is coming from the windows.
Yeah.
Let me replace all of your windows for free with fair. Better windows.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That are very noise isolating.
Yeah.
High quality windows. Every one of those people would probably be like, that's a good move.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with that. Also, another idea for Mark, as you're listening. Obviously, your neighbors
does listen.
Yeah,
he definitely listens. To this
your
podcast.
neighbors obviously need a break from the noise. So why don't you fly them on your jet to your property in Hawaii? Yeah. And like, it's a win for everybody, right? I think that's like, listen, and as a bonus, the people that came up with that idea should also get a ride.
100%. 100%. Yeah. I mean, we can document it. We can do a podcast episode on it. Yeah. There you go. Like you say, like, look, we're going to take everybody to Hawaii for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can just knock out all the construction, make all the noise you want. Don't slow it down. Just rock it all out. And then by the time you all get back, everything's done.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably unlikely, the everything done part, but nonetheless, I like the other parts. They're all good. They're all good. Let's do those. Let's do those parts. All right. Moving. What do you, this next one.
Now into the AI section here of Weird and Wacky. Will Smith's concert crowds are real, but AI is blurring the lines. So Yeah, this is
Did you see all the hype around this when it first came out?
I didn't. I didn't know about this at all. I saw the article and I'm like, oh, this is super, super fascinating. So his team posted a bunch of images.
Yeah.
And because of the day and age that we're in now.
And a video. No, they posted a big long video. It was a big video.
Videos as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some of the signs seem like, this is just crazy, right? Like, you saved me, or
and some of the faces look weird
and stuff. Yeah. Faces look weird. Upon further digging, it was not AI. It was actual content. It was actual footage.
Yep.
But YouTube is using some algorithms that ended up blurring stuff and making it seem like it was AI generated, even though it was real footage, in an effort to make it cleaner and crisper.
Yeah.
In terms of footage quality.
Well, also, it appears that I think it implied also that some of his team might have taken still images and used AI to make those still images into videos to then put into his video. And so then when it's rendered, it looks like an AI video because it is an AI video, but it's an AI video from a real image with a real sign.
Right.
Also not, but again, like they should know. Like if you're putting something like there's two things. Like they should know, number one, people are going to be skeptical of this because the crowds looked huge. And while I do think that Will Smith is still very famous, he's not so much famous for his music any longer, right? And so I think like that seems odd. So
he's famous for beating up on Chris Rock.
That's correct. And other great movies. But in addition to that, like there's this extra scrutiny. And then you got to know if you're going to use any AI in it, like it's going to get caught and it's going to get noticed. It's going to get blown up. Like you got to know all that before you put this stuff out. And yet they put it out anyway. And that was just downright. I mean, whoever does his PR needs to be gone. That was not a good move. So
I got to say for myself, I still don't listen to Will Smith stuff.
Did you hear his most recent single?
No.
Remind me how old Will Smith is again. Do you recall offhand how old Will Smith is again?
No idea.
Do a quick Google search for me.
50,
Sanjay.
maybe?
No, do a quick Google search for me there, Sanjay. While you're sitting there, I know you got your tab up there. So,
Will Smith, he's 56 years old.
He's 56 years old. I believe the title to his new single is "I Like Pretty Girls." Does that strike you as like, I don't know, a terrible idea, a terrible name? It's creepy for me in my mid 40s to sing a song called "I Like Pretty Girls." It just gets creepier as I get older. It doesn't get less creepy. Anyway,
I wonder what Jada Pinkett Smith thinks about that.
I don't know, but
maybe it's about her. Whoever
let him write that song, you should listen to it. You don't want to, but you should listen to it. Anyway, all right, moving on. Restaurant.
Maybe you'll DM me that on Spotify.
Yeah, I will. I'll put it in your queue. That'll be one of the ones that just to mess with you. Restaurant battles fake deals offered by Google AI. Quote, "It's coming back on us." So apparently, like people were Googling this restaurant, the restaurant name and deals, and Google AI is making up deals and specials that the restaurant has. And so they're like posting like on their socials, like, please don't look up our specials and deals on Google AI. It's not correct. None of that's real. Please just go to the website and look at our deals, which is hilarious and funny.
Yeah, they had people coming in and then angry at them because the deal wasn't real. Like a large pizza for the price of a small. And
right.
Like that. Yeah. We don't have, we've never had that deal.
That's not a real deal.
Mm-mm. And they're mad at them. Don't be mad at them. Be mad at Google AI.
Yeah, that's right.
Not the business.
Yeah. So
I wonder if they have any kind of grounds for like a lawsuit or something like that for that, because it's like,
no. It's bad news.
You're misleading customers.
Yeah.
And it's antique. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's some lawyer out there could figure that out.
For sure.
Tech wreck. Time to get your tech wreck.
Tech wreck. Chicky.
Tech wreck. Time to get your tech wreck.
All right, Sanjay, it's tech wreck time. What do you have for us this week?
So I actually have an AI recommendation, and I have been using Claude Code as of late.
Okay.
So this is the coding version or variant of Claude. I actually didn't realize I had access to this with the paid version that I already had.
Okay.
I've actually now stepped up to the real version. And the reason why I moved to this, so I've been using GitHub's Copilot inside of VS Code to do coding stuff. And so I was like, look, I already have access to the same models, Sonnet 4 and all those things.
Right.
I have the Anthropic model. I started doing a little research and did not realize that the models inside of VS Code are limited in terms of context and how many tokens that it is sent. So the job that it does in development is not nearly as good as doing it directly in something like Claude Code.
Interesting.
And so I have been using it as of late, and I got to tell you, it's fantastic.
Okay.
I now see what the hype is about. It is really, really good. Doesn't get it perfect all the time.
Right.
But if you give it very focused things to do, it will extrapolate. Every time it'll plan it out. It'll scan everything, figure out everything it needs to do, and then go about it. And so as I've been going and I've been making wholesale changes to some things, I'm like, okay, well, now all the test cases need to be updated and things like that need to be updated.
Right.
I just tell it to do it and it figures it all out.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it's just kind of a sad thing because, it's because I'm not a real programmer. I'm a hack. I've never done the whole test driven development thing that you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Now you can.
And so now, it's still not test driven because I still write my code first and then write the test.
Fair enough.
Based on that.
Fair enough.
But it still kind of works. So
that's great.
It's all good. So
speaking of vibe coding and stuff like that, I did a thing this week and I was so impressed, and it's going to put several companies out of business. So, I needed to craft a newsletter for an organization. And they had, one of the typical, very popular newsletter builder, drag and drop, blah, 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 with crappy templates that don't look good and they're a pain to work with. So I was like, you know what? Forget all that. I'm going to write this very long prompt. I'm going to drop all the stuff in, and I'm going to vibe code this thing in Lovable and just tell Lovable, use tables, use this, make it in the style of this, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And what it spit out was the best looking organization newsletter I have seen in the last, other than like Morning Brew. Morning Brew is still nicer. That's the only thing that's better. Like it's that good. And it just gave me the HTML, pop the HTML into the thing, send the test email. It's amazing. And it's like, it's going to end and dramatically change the functionality of all of these big name companies that have these big email platforms, because it's going to become commoditized, where you just drop in the HTML from the vibe code, and then whoever can do it the cheapest, that's who you go with. So it's going to be crazy.
Oh, anyway. That's super interesting. Well, probably what's going to end up happening is those folks are going to have kind of no code. Newsletter.
You'd assume,
or they'll buy one of these and go from there. So what about you, Adam? What do you have for us this week?
So I'm actually going to recommend checking out the browser Safari. I was running into this issue where Firefox was just hogging a ton of memory on my machine, and it was just becoming a problem. And even with like auto tab discard and all that stuff, I just couldn't get it under control. And so I was like, Safari's built to work better directly with Apple stuff anyway, and it should manage the memory better. And it does some other things. It's got some other features, and man, it does a great job. It's super fast. It's got a lot of intuitive features. It's got great design, great style. And I haven't really missed a beat. So it's been, I kind of find it's nice to sort of switch up technologies from time to time anyway, just to try different things. So I'm giving it a shot. And so far I like it. So that's what I'm working on.
There you go. Cool. And AI in that can go
not
crazy.
Not yet. No AI. When Perplexity's browser comes out, I will for sure try it and use it for specific use cases, and we'll see how that goes.
And then I'll just inject something into your browser where I can get all your logins from it, and then I'll
give you all my logins. You can just have them. Like I got them ready for you. They're on a thumb drive. Actually, I'll give you the thumb drive next time I see you. You can just pop them right in your machine. You'll be good to go.
Perfect. And then I'll just find UGA logo, and then I'll stick it on all your pictures. There you go.
All right, Sanjay, how can our users find and connect with you?
They can find me at sanjaypark.com. What about you, Adam?
Find me on my website, adamjwalker.com.